Someone sits at a desk all day, barely moving physically at all throughout the entire workday. No heavy lifting. No intense exercise. No real physical exertion of any kind, honestly, from morning until evening. And yet by evening, they're completely drained, exhausted in a way that sleep somehow doesn't seem to fully fix, no matter how early they go to bed. Meanwhile, someone else spends that exact same day doing genuinely physical work outdoors, actual manual labor for hours straight without much of a break. And somehow, they come home feeling relatively fine, tired but clear-headed and calm. The difference was never really about physical effort at all, in either case. Most people assume mental exhaustion comes from thinking too hard, working too many hours, or simply not sleeping enough the night before. Sometimes that's genuinely true, honestly. But there's a much more common cause hiding underneath most everyday exhaustion, one almost nobody actually names correctly. It's not the thinking itself that drains you completely. It's everything you haven't decided yet, sitting quietly in the background of your mind, running constantly without your direct awareness. Think of your mind like a phone with dozens of apps left open simultaneously in the background, all running at the exact same time. You're not actively using most of them right now, at this exact moment in your day. But they're still running, quietly draining the battery the entire time, whether you're paying attention to them or not consciously. The unanswered text you keep meaning to respond to but haven't yet. The decision about the weekend you still haven't actually made yet. The conversation you need to have but keep quietly postponing week after week. Each one is a small open tab, still running, still draining you slowly. Psychologists actually have a name for this specific phenomenon, one worth remembering clearly. It's called the Zeigarnik Effect, named after the researcher who first studied it directly. Unfinished tasks stay mentally active in your mind, occupying real cognitive space, until they're either completed or deliberately closed out somehow. Completed tasks quietly fade from active memory almost immediately afterward. Unfinished ones keep running in the background instead, like a program that never actually got closed properly on your device. Here's what makes this genuinely worse than most people realize at first. Your brain doesn't actually distinguish between the size or importance of these specific open loops very well. Replying to a casual text message and calling the doctor about a real concern can occupy nearly the exact same amount of background mental space. It's not really about how important something objectively is. It's about whether it's genuinely finished or still hanging open, unresolved, somewhere in your mind. Think of someone with genuinely dozens of these open loops running simultaneously, all at once, throughout an ordinary, unremarkable day. An unanswered email from 3 days ago, still sitting there quietly. A decision about whether to renew a subscription, still unmade and lingering. A friend they've been meaning to call back for nearly 2 weeks now, feeling slightly guilty about it. A project at work that's technically started but nowhere near actually finished yet. None of these feel urgent individually, taken one at a time on their own. Together, they create a constant, low-grade hum of mental static running endlessly in the background of their mind. This person doesn't feel like they're doing anything particularly demanding most days, if you ask them directly. No single task feels overwhelming on its own, taken individually. But by evening, they're utterly exhausted anyway, every single day without fail. Not from any one specific thing they actually did that day. From the sheer number of unclosed loops quietly running simultaneously, all day long, silently consuming real mental energy the entire time, whether they consciously noticed it happening or not. There's real cognitive science behind exactly why this specific pattern drains you so completely. Your working memory, the mental space actually holding active information, has a genuinely limited capacity, roughly 4 to 7 distinct items at any given time. Every open loop you're carrying occupies one of those precious slots, whether you're consciously thinking about it in that exact moment or not. Fill those slots with enough unresolved decisions, and there's simply less real capacity left over for actually focusing, creating, or genuinely resting afterward. This is also closely connected to something researchers specifically call decision fatigue, a well-documented and heavily studied phenomenon across many different fields. Every single decision you make throughout the day, even genuinely small ones, draws directly from the exact same limited mental resource pool available to you. What should I actually eat for lunch today? Should I respond to that message right now or wait until later? Should I finally deal with that thing I've been avoiding for weeks now? By evening, that resource is measurably depleted, which is exactly why even small decisions start feeling disproportionately difficult by nighttime, seemingly out of nowhere. So how do you actually reduce this specific kind of exhaustion starting today? You start by getting every single open loop out of your head completely and onto paper, or into some kind of external list. Every unanswered message. Every unmade decision. Every unfinished task sitting quietly in the back of your mind. Write it all down, completely, without editing or judging any of it in the process. This single act alone, externalizing everything, provides real, immediate relief for most people almost instantly. This works because your brain stops needing to actively hold on to something once it trusts that something else is reliably holding it instead. That's the actual mechanism behind why a simple written list feels so genuinely calming almost immediately after making it. It's not really about organization for its own sake. It's about giving your working memory real permission to finally let go of something it's been quietly gripping onto this entire time, without you fully realizing it. Once everything is written down clearly in front of you, start closing loops deliberately, one at a time, as quickly as genuinely possible. Reply to the message right now, immediately. Make the small decision you've been avoiding for days, even imperfectly if needed. Delegate the task to someone else if that's genuinely realistic for your situation. Delete the thing entirely if it honestly doesn't matter that much after all. Each closed loop frees up real mental space you didn't even fully realize was being occupied. For anything that genuinely can't be finished immediately, right now, schedule it specifically instead of just leaving it floating open indefinitely. I'll deal with this particular thing on Thursday afternoon specifically. That single sentence does something surprisingly powerful for your mind. It converts an open, unresolved loop into a scheduled, closed one instead. Your brain generally stops actively worrying about things it genuinely trusts have an actual plan attached to them already. Batch small decisions together deliberately, instead of letting them scatter randomly throughout your entire day. Pick specific times for checking messages, rather than responding constantly all day long, in small draining bursts. Decide on meals for the week ahead of time, once, instead of deciding fresh 3 separate times every single day. Every batch decision is one less open loop quietly running in the background later, and one less small withdrawal from your limited daily mental resource pool. Notice how much genuinely lighter you feel once the actual number of open loops starts dropping steadily. The exhaustion that felt so mysterious before starts making complete sense in hindsight. It was never really about doing too much physically throughout the day. It was about carrying too much unfinished business simultaneously, all day long, without ever fully closing any of it out properly. Close the loops, and the exhaustion often lifts considerably, sometimes within the very same day you actually start this process. So if you're constantly exhausted despite not actually doing that much physically most days, look honestly at how many open loops you're currently carrying around silently, without realizing it. The unanswered messages piling up quietly. The unmade decisions sitting there unresolved. The unfinished conversations you keep quietly avoiding week after week. Write them all down completely, today, right now if genuinely possible for you. Close what you can immediately, one at a time. Schedule the rest with an actual specific plan attached to it clearly. Your exhaustion was never really about doing less. It was always about closing more,